Welcome to Bliss.
Minecraft is an obscure little indie game you may have heard of if you've spent a grand total of 5 minutes at your local middle school or about 20 seconds on YouTube.
Get clapped on. What is this?
Okay, no, but seriously, Minecraft is a gaming juggernaut, selling a whopping 300 million copies worldwide, making it the second best-selling game of all time, only overshadowed by, Tetris of all games, surprisingly. Minecraft is a game that absolutely shaped my childhood. You see, back in 2010, before Minecraft even officially released, me and my friend used to play Minecraft Classic, which was the free version on the official Minecraft website at the time. We would play for hours on end just building structures on public servers. When we both officially bought the game, it was around beta 1.8, and it pretty much absorbed our middle school lives. We would bring our computers to each other's houses and play non-stop, and I think I spent an entire year and a half just playing Minecraft almost every single day. Now, since that time, I've consistently always came back to Minecraft since the premise is so simple and has endless possibilities. I've even bought numerous copies of the game. I bought the Java edition, the Xbox 360 arcade version, the Switch version, and then the Java edition again when I forgot my old login info after a little hiatus. So overall, Minecraft holds a truly special place in my heart, and it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time, and it also has a maximum nostalgia factor for me as well. So given all that context, you would have thought that when Minecraft Dungeons was announced, I would have been ecstatic. And you'd be wrong. You see, I heard about the release and I saw the trailer, but this was during the height of the COVID pandemic, when people like myself were forced to start working from home. During this time in my life, it was pretty stressful, and I barely played any video games during the first half of 2020, and considering this game came out in May of 2020, it was honestly the last thing on my mind. So we flash forward to 2021. By this point, everything had settled down, and I was actively playing video games on a pretty regular basis again. Me, my wife, and my best friend had all seen Minecraft Dungeons on Game Pass one day, and on a whim decided to try it out. Which brings us to now. You see, recently I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4, and while I personally do enjoy Diablo 4, and I'm just a pretty big Diablo fan in general, the game's gotten a little stale. So, since I was still in the mood for an action RPG, I reinstalled Minecraft Dungeons, and after playing it again, I figured now's a good time to make a video on it. So before we begin, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you like it, and without further ado, let's get into the Minecraft Dungeons experience. So surprisingly, there actually is a story to this game. It revolves around this guy called the Arch-Illager. For unknown reasons, the Illager was shunned from his village. Personally, I assume this was due to casual racism from the other villagers, because I mean, look at this dude. So, he now wanders the land looking for a new home, when one day, during his travels, he finds the Orb of Dominance. This orb corrupts him, and essentially makes him evil, so his new plan is to now rule the lands, and force people to either bow down to him or die. We play as a group of heroes tasked with stopping the Arch-Illager from wreaking havoc on the land, rescue the captive villagers, and get the Orb of Dominance back so it cannot harm or further corrupt anyone. I'd say personally, the story is the last thing on my mind when I play this game. Now, it's not a bad story overall. It's a pretty simple good versus evil premise that gets the job done and doesn't take itself too seriously. You could also ignore the story completely because it's really only told from a couple cutscenes, and each level also has an introduction with dialogue that explains why you're currently at that said location. Minecraft Dungeons, at the end of the day, is a 4-player co-op action RPG, similar to something like Diablo or Path of Exile, or Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, etc., etc. There isn't an open world here, instead you have a hub area where you can purchase and upgrade equipment, and then you select different levels to load into. Unlike most ARPGs, there is no classes in Minecraft Dungeons. Instead, you can freely use whatever weapon, armor, or items you want, with no specific requirements, allowing for a lot of experimentation on what your build's gonna be. Your character tab consists of a main weapon slot, which could be anything from a regular sword all the way to an anchor. You also have a ranged weapon slot for a bow or a crossbow, along with another slot for various types of armor. Lastly, at the bottom, you have 3 slots for items. These items act as your skills, so to speak, since again, this game doesn't have classes, so these items basically take that role. The items could be something like a book that blows enemies in the air, or a totem that shields you from taking range damage. There's a lot to choose from, and it really does give you a chance to find out what works best for you and your playstyle. Another thing I like about the weapons, the armor, and the items here is that it's not only exclusively from Minecraft, but instead most of the stuff you find and use will be completely new to the series, which was something I wasn't expecting when I was going in. However, I will say the lack of dedicated classes and skills can definitely come off as pretty surface level, almost like Mojang didn't want to put in the effort for some real depth. But my main assumption was that since this game is meant for all ages, mainly kids, that they kind of wanted to make something that was simple enough to where anyone could pick up and play. So on that front, I think they did a good job. The levels themselves are pretty cool, and the game does a good job of letting you see various biomes in the Minecraft world. And I'm pretty sure the levels are also procedurally generated, which kind of helps keep things fresh when you're replaying the same area over and over. When you choose a level, you can also choose the difficulty, which I was surprised by this considering how hard the game actually gets sometimes. Most levels themselves consist of random objectives like rescue villagers or destroy some machines and other things like that, but there's also decent enemy variety here which can and will catch you off guard sometimes. Also, just like the items and things you acquire in this game, there are enemies that you will not see in regular Minecraft, so it does help to make this game feel a little bit distinct when it comes to that. Now, as far as the endgame for Minecraft Dungeons goes, there's 3 difficulty types, that being Default, Adventure, and Apocalypse. You'll need to beat the game on one difficulty to unlock the next, and it'll take you a while to do. There's also a Tower mode, which consists of 30 floors and starts you off with basically no gear. Every floor has a random objective, and as you beat each floor, you'll get choices for a new item to add to your loadout, so you can build your arsenal as you climb the tower up. Another endgame activity is the Ancient Hunts. These take place in a cave below the hub, and they basically allow you to enter the Nether for a small fee. You give up one of each type of item when you interact with the portal, and then it allows you to go in. Now once you're inside the portal, you'll have more randomly generated areas and objectives, but the Ancient Hunts are significantly more challenging than anything else in the game, and in my opinion, I'd even say this is a true endgame activity here, even though most people would agree that the tower is the true endgame activity. And since this game has essentially finished its development cycle, there's a grand total of 6 DLCs you can buy and play for an added experience. From what I've seen, they're all pretty good and worth your time, so in case you beat the main game and you want to have more stuff to do, that's right there for you. Overall, I personally enjoy Minecraft Dungeons. I wouldn't say I like it more than Diablo or anything, but as a Minecraft fan, I think it's great for what it is. I've also heard the phrase Diablo Lite, which I think that title fits pretty well here, considering this game was very simplistic at the end of the day. If you have people to play with, I strongly think that that will elevate this experience for you, considering the main draw of this game is obviously the gameplay itself, so it's pretty fun having people to play with. And the fact that it's crossplay means you can play from almost anywhere or anything, so that's nice too. And like I said before, any future development for this game has ended. Now some people say that it's been abandoned, but I personally disagree with that statement. Considering this game sold well, had millions of players, and had 6 DLCs, I'd say this game just reached the end of its life cycle, and now it's essentially a complete experience. And again, for what it is, it's pretty damn fun. And it's kind of unique that we even got this, because never in a million years would I have ever thought that we're going to get a Minecraft Diablo style game. So whoever thought of this was thinking outside the box, and I'm glad we have it versus not having anything at all. So overall, if you're a Minecraft fan or a fan of action RPGs, I think you'd enjoy this game and you should check it out. It goes on sale pretty regularly, and it's even on Game Pass if you have that service. But other than that, if you made it this far in the video, then thank you for watching, and I'll see you gamers in the next video. Bliss out.
Thanks for watching.